Hello, in this video segment we're going to take a look how you can use the online communication tool called JoinMe. JoinMe is an online collaboration tool that allows you to share content on your screen with colleagues at another building or within your building, or really anybody that has internet access and a computer can join your online meeting, and it allows you to share really any content on your screen, whether it's a video, a Word document, a PowerPoint presentation, and the user on the other end, whether they're again at another building or at another classroom, will be able to view that content, and you can collaborate through text messaging or audio, and you can also even exchange files. So if you're looking at a PowerPoint and you want to send that PowerPoint to any of the colleagues at those other locations, you can send them that file and they can download it and view it on their own computer as well. The beauty of using JoinMe is all the features that I've outlined to this point are absolutely free, and there's really no installation piece or setup on your end in order to use the JoinMe tool. So it's a very slick way to do some very quick communication without a lot of additional setup to get things up and running. So this video segment, we're just going to do a quick little run through of some of the main features and how you can use some of those in your online meetings when it's sometimes difficult to get together face to face. So first of all, to start off, you can see up here in the upper left hand corner, you can go to this website, JoinMe, or you can just go to Google and type in joinme.com and it'll be one of the first results. And when you do that, it'll bring you to a screen that looks like this. And so the key to this is when you first start using it, or anytime you have a meeting, you want to identify a meeting organizer, because that's the person that's going to go into the JoinMe application and start the meeting, and they'll sort of be the meeting leader, and they will distribute a code that all the other users would type in order to join the meeting. So I'm going to demonstrate that here in just a little bit, and then we'll go through the individual features. So if you're the meeting organizer, when you go to the website, you just want to make sure that you click the basic option. There is a pro version of this that you pay for, and you get some additional features. But for the main things that I've outlined already, the basic option will give you some of the main functionality that you'll need. So click basic, and then you'll go ahead and click that little arrow, and that will generate a code that will be displayed at the top of your screen. And so up here at the top you can see the JoinMe number that has been generated. It's a 9-digit number, and you just want to make sure anybody else that you want to have join your meeting, they would go ahead and you would send them that number, and when they go to JoinMe, they would just put that 9-digit code in here, and then they would click the green arrow, and now they would be viewing everything that you are looking at on your screen. So if you're clicking through a PowerPoint, once they've clicked that typed that 9-digit number and click the arrow, they would now have access to the PowerPoint presentation or Word document or the video clip that you wanted to show on screen, and they would have audio functionality as well and the ability to text message. And so I'm sharing my screen right now, and I'm just going to take a look up here at the top. Once you've done that, once you've started a session, you'll have these little buttons that will appear at the top. And so if there's a point in time where you want to stop sharing your screen, you can just click that little stop button and it'll pause the presentation. And so if you're at a different site and your team wants to have a conversation, you can just turn it off, have a conversation, and then go ahead and turn it back on again, and you'd be projecting the image on your screen. So that's kind of the first sort of, think of that as the on-off button for the presentation. To the next button to the right rather is a list of participants. In this particular meeting I've set up, I just have 2 participants, and they can enter their name in on their end. You can notice that Glenn is the sort of the meeting organizer. That's the indicated with the individual that has the hand raised, is that they're the leader. And then Karen is the one other individual that is again, could be another classroom or in another building in the district. And next to Karen's name, there are some features that you can use. So if you want to make Karen, give her control to navigate to the PowerPoint on your computer, you can click the mouse button, that would give her control. Or if you wanted to send Karen a document for her to review, you could do that as well. And it's kind of, think of it like email through the internet. It would send her a file to download, and it's very clear on their end what they need to do. It gives them step-by-step directions how to do that. And then finally, to the far right here, there's a little button. If you no longer want Karen to be part of the team or part of the conversation, you can click that X and she would no longer have access to the online meeting. So that's the little participant button to the right here. Next to that again is a little mouse button, just another way for you to share control of your computer. If you wanted to give Karen control, you'd click on her name and then she would have access to the presentation and could actually control it with the mouse button. So those are some sharing buttons to the right. To the left of the pause button, there is a little message feature. So you can do online text messaging right within this program. So if I click on it, it just brings up a little text box, and I go in here and type in, "Are we ready to begin?" And I can just press enter on my keyboard, and then I can just wait for the individual response, and maybe they're just going to say, "Yes, we are," and they'll press enter, and I'll see those comments come in by individual. If you want to send a comment just to one person or one team, you can go ahead and choose that as well. But it's a way for you to keep track of the individual text messages that have come through, a quick way to chat about a particular topic or chat about the PowerPoint presentation that is going, so people could have that ongoing conversation or maybe post questions as the PowerPoint or the content is being shared without really having to maybe interrupt the presenter or the person that's presenting a particular piece of content. The other button just to the left of the messaging button is for audio. So if you want to actually have a conversation online, you can go ahead and click connect, and then it'll take your voice and carry that across the other end to the person who is part of the conversation as well. Again, at another building or a location where they've joined the meeting. The key to all of this is to make sure that you have indicated who the leader is going to be, who's going to start the meeting, and that's the person that would generate this 9-digit number, and then they have to share that number with all the other participants in the meeting, and you can email that number to them so they have access to go ahead and join it. So it's a very nice, quick way for you to have those conversations online. It's totally free and no additional setup required to do it. So hopefully you'll find it a useful tool and something that you will use in your bag of tricks as you start to have more conversations in your PLCs this year. Thank you.